Okay, today we're going to be talking about how to get started with your own creative letters. Then we're going to take those creative letters and unite them with a certain theme. First of all, how do we come up with your theme? This can be the hardest part for students. And so today we're going to take that learning guide that we've already filled in with your definitions up here, and we want to talk about your interests, your likes. What are your favorite things? This can be the easiest way to get brainstorming. So I'm just going to fill in a couple of my things. Let's see. One of my favorite things obviously is art, so I'm going to put that in there. My favorite kind of food, Italian. My favorite animals, they're giraffes. I really love being outdoors. All kinds of different activities, whether it's hiking, kayaking, I'm going to put etc. because I love to do lots of things outside. Anytime I love hanging out with friends. I love to watch movies. So you kind of get the idea. Pick one of these that you want to be your theme for your name letters. So all those letters are going to be about this theme. So over here on your learning guide, let's go ahead and fill this in. I'm going to go ahead and choose Italian food as my theme. So that means all my letters will be some kind of Italian food, which is kind of cool. So brainstorming here, you can go ahead and start filling this in if you like with ideas. You could jot down some words that come to mind like pizza, lasagna, ravioli, even gelato. Is there Italian ice cream? Spaghetti, pasta, we'll say in general. And that kind of gets your brain going. Now, hang on one second. Let's do a double check over here at our timeline. I've already checked off what I've been working on, and I want you to check it off too. So number one, we've already started to fill in your learning guide with your definitions. Watched video number 1, you did that, and you've started to fill in your letter guides with bubble and block letters. So we've got that done. We are now watching video 2 and starting your brainstorming ideas. So we've filled in our interests and our likes, and that should give us some ideas. Now sketch your name or theme ideas in the brainstorming bubble and in your sketchbook. So we're going right along with that. We just need to start working on our name. Now let's go ahead and review this. The next step will be when you are ready for your final draft. Well, we're not ready for our final draft, so we'll come back to that. At this point, now that I have some ideas, I want to show you how I would get started. I usually try to write my name in simple bubble or block letters. So here we go. I am going to just start off. I'm going to use my first name for this one. As many of you know, it's Molly. Now this is just your sketch, but you're kind of giving yourself your basis for your artwork. So I look at my letters, after I've drawn them very lightly with a pencil, I look at my letters and think, what could those things look like? Remember on my brainstorming thing over here, I have pizza, lasagna, ravioli, gelato, pasta. So one that came to mind, this could be a noodle, like a spaghetti noodle. It could be, what about this one being a breadstick? I love breadsticks. The Italian breadsticks with all the different spices on it. Maybe this is some marinara up here. Delicious. This one makes me think of a fork. So I'm going to kind of draw the shape of a fork, and maybe it'll have some pasta on it. Remember, not the perfect fork, just a sketch, but it works for now. Maybe I could wrap some pasta up in it. Ooh, you know what this makes me think of? Kind of the shape of a Y. Almost looks like an ice cream cone. So I'm going to fill it up with some gelato. Maybe with a little cherry on top. And I could even put the lines in there like a waffle cone if I wanted. And then, you could go on from there. So I want to fast forward a little bit and show you what I've been doing. So remember, you can do your sketch in your sketchbook, or you can put it in this brainstorming bubble. I want to fast forward and show you this one that I was working on. It was already, had my fork and my breadstick and my pizza slice. And so you would keep planning out all of your letters based on your ideas, okay? when you have your whole plan done and you are ready for your final draft paper. We are going to be using some manila paper that looks like this. It is going to be rectangular in shape. So when you want to think about putting your name on here, you have to think about what is going to go in the center. You would hate to start writing your name and do a huge letter, and then have to cram in 4 letters over here. So I tell students, count the number of letters in your name. So for me, for Molly, I have 6. So find the middle. My 2 L's are the middle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 on each side. So that means I would put my L's right here in the middle. Well, what about a couple other names? I did Andrew. That still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still would be the same. The D and the R would go right in the middle of your final paper. What about Sam? 1, 2, 3. We have an odd number. So the A would be the middle letter. So if I were putting Sam on here, I wouldn't want to do a really big S, a really big A, and have to do a teeny M that crammed in at the end. So I would draw an A right in the middle and then space out S and my M so it all fits nicely. Okay, so once you have your plan and you're ready to sketch it out, you put your letters on here. I would start with your block letters or bubble letters, the basic form, before you add your details. So this is mine that I have been working on with my Italian food theme. So I've got M that I haven't quite finished. I decided to do my O as pizza. My fork is the L, breadstick L. My Y was the gelato cone. I haven't put in my lines for the waffle cone texture yet. And then the E I decided to do for a little ravioli. So once you have your name written out with pencil and you have all your designs done, then is going to come this Sharpie detail. Okay, so pretend I've finished my M over here. I'm going to next take my Sharpie, and we all know Sharpies are permanent markers, so you just want to be very careful with it. And Sharpies have a sharp point. That helps us to make thin lines if we hold it up on its tiptoes, or thick lines if you turn on the side. Please be careful with our Sharpies, treat them well. If you smash them, you can't get a thin straight point. Okay, so we are going to start tracing over all of our pencil lines. So I'm going to go around my ravioli over here, and the ravioli doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just going to trace around, get my filling in there. And so I would one by one go over all the lines, pencil lines that are on my drawing. And once I was all finished with my Sharpie, put that cap back on, and you're going to go back and erase pencil lines that you don't need. So you would go and just erase right over top of this pencil. My eraser is not a very good one, but you'll see what you do. Okay, so you'd erase all the pencil lines away. Then once everything's been traced with Sharpie, guess what? You are ready for the next step, which is watercolor painting to add your color details. So we'll talk about that in the next video, but just as a reminder, once you have this at the end of class, stack it up on your table. I'll collect them at the end of class. Sharpies, let's review. You will have a Sharpie that is based on your class number. Remember, we have a block that has them all numbered. You take your class number, whether you're 4th in line or 20th, and then you return it to your number spot. That helps me know who's taking care of our Sharpies, so we have them to use. So you return your papers, your Sharpies, and pack up your sketchbooks with your learning guides and your grids, and then we'll be ready to go for the day. All right, look forward to telling you about watercolor.